like also is mostly, and also I think that's more and more becoming popular, is play the DAF on the lap style position. So here I take care that the rings are on this side, not lying on the skin, otherwise you have always a sound. So here, when I play the doom, you hear a small sizzling. Yes, it's the rings inside that are moving and scratching on the wood. And here you see the angle is a little bit in that way. Otherwise, you have always the rings on the skin. Right, so this is very important that the angle is, so you can even lean the drum on your body, right? Of course, if you don't like the sizzling sound, or let me say, if the sizzling sound is disturbing the music, that's it. Sometimes it's not about I like or I don't like. It's about is this the right sound for the right music? So of course you don't use the DAF. It's very simple. You use a regular frame drum, but sometimes it's nice that you have some small sizzlings inside that are only accompanying the music. So this is a regular, you can play regular way of the DAF and in lap style. And then if you want to use the rings, you can make accents. So I like this option to have this powerful accent. So it's a movement that is together with the doom. So we meet here in this position. Of course, you can do the accent with the rings without a stroke, right? So you can use it as a steady accent, shaking on the drum. And you hear it's very loud, of course, but as I said, sometimes this is good for the music to have certain points where you have this energy. Also, if you just after the stroke, I leave the rings a little bit on the drum, so the sizzling is longer, right? And if I don't want these long sizzlings, I just put the drum up. So this gives another space musically, a long note that is not the sound of the skin, this is the sound of the rings, right? So you can make a long note on the skin or this long note with the rings. So this variety is very important for me, this flexibility to have these strong colors or the ring metal colors changing with the skin colors. And yes, also you can do some accents here. So you have a steady pulsation here. You can make it offbeat. And combine this more soft sound here, like a shaker, combine it with a strong accent. Change the color from soft rings to the strong rings. And of course, if you can use it in a roll, in a steady roll, you can use it as an accent. So if you use this Boran roll, I call it Boran roll because it's from the Boran technique, from the stick. Very easily with these movements. Of course, it's a coordination exercise, practicing, but in general, it's the main problem or the main theme is the control of the rings. Yes, as I said, you have to be aware that the drum is not in this position. Or if you say, "Oh, okay, I like the sounds of the rings," then you can have them in that way. Otherwise, control is better if the angle is like this. So it's lying on your body. Okay, so also you can play in the opposite position, right? So the angle is like this. So if you lie the rings on the drum, you realize it has a very loud sound. Yeah, but sometimes you need it. As I said, it depends on the music. And another difference between this position is, of course, here you have other options and other techniques, but many ideas I adapted, like Like the accent, you can do it here. Right, so this ideas of the accent I transfer to the lap style position. Sometimes also, if you play in that way, and if you play in an ensemble and there is someone here near you, and of course, if you have monitoring, that's another topic. But usually you have problems to listen to your musicians, your neighbor, because here the drum is has contact to your ear, and especially these drums with the rings, it's too loud. So what I do is very often, instead of playing that way, I play that way. So here there is another contact to my musician colleague here, and because even if I do this loud accent, it's not directly near to my ear. Yes, so this is another advantage, let me say. And of course, you can use every lap style technique that you learned. You can transfer on this position also. Also, another idea is I use it as a shaker, because the sound is different than a real shaker. I mean, there is so many different sounds of shakers, so there is no real shaker, but this is also another sound. And also you can play the skin while shaking the drum. So you see, there's so many things that you can do. So what you have to practice is the shaking. So first the weight of the drum, right? Ooh. After 1 minute, 2 minutes. Ooh. So if you don't train your muscles, you will have problems to play long time. So the muscle is the first thing, then the movement is shaka, 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 shaka. The other is the movement of the right hand. Right. So it's this coordination. And so you can build up by yourself with your own exercises. It's really very simple. The one exercise is taka, 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 and then you can add the dooms, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and take the tak, change between dum and tak. Tak. Right, so you can build up your exercise, then you can use the pa. So on. Also, as I showed, you can make this accent. So for this, you can use two hands, or you can do it with. You can use one hand as you wish. So we have more or less 5 minutes left. So here. This is another option is between your legs. So in this freehand style. And I use this accent. I like the sound of the small rings, so I use it also in this position. A similar idea is with the doira from Uzbekistan, from Tajikistan, from Central Asia. So I like it, the doira a little bit tuned down. So this weather is very good for my doira, not for the doira in general. For the doira in general, you know, the doira should be pitched up very high. So this is usually the doira players would not play with this, and they would tune them up with heat or with whatever, with light. So, but I like the bass sound. Also here you have this sizzling, right? It's a different buzz than the bendir from North Africa. Yes. This is the snare sound, but here is something with metal. This steady pulsation on the beat or off beat. Also the idea with the shaking is I use it also with the doira. You can hear the difference, right? So where it depends for recordings, for example, sometimes I want this sound, so the rings are a little bigger, and less rings, so this is more fine rings. So this is also an option, or as I showed you here. So especially the combination I like between the rings and the drum, the sound of the skin, and so that I can change the accents between the metal rings. And maybe one more thing I want to show. This is a mizhar. It's played in North Africa, in Egypt. It's also very popular. So also this instrument I use many times in lap style. very powerful accents. And if I want to make less jingles, right? I just change the angle, as you can see in the camera, I think. Right? It's like the rig, the idea in the rig. Also, if you put the jingles here, you can close the jingle sound. Then you have only this oof, oof. Now I open the ring. You can see the rings are, the jingles are, they give a different atmosphere. They make everything wider, bigger, or smaller, more percussive. Also here, it's the same idea. You can adapt it on this drum, but here you have a totally different sound, right? Because you have rings here. Yeah, so this is normally it's played upright. Maybe you know this instrument also. So it's a mizhar, the traditional instrument. And what else? Sometimes, yes, for rig, for example, I said before, the same idea with the rig. If you have upright, you have the jingles moving. And, with the mizhar, you don't play the jingles. You compared to rig, here we play the jingles. Yeah. So what I do here is also I use a lot ostinato pattern, like a steady ta, 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 ta. So this hand, the left hand, is always doing the takiti 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 takiti. Ta, ta. And also, you can use another pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So the idea of the jingle, sometimes because when I'm in studio, these jingles are quite strong, quite loud. So sometimes, but for sure, maybe some of you discovered that you can also play on the pandero jingles. Yeah, so that's especially in studio recordings. I realize that's sometimes fantastic. It is not a rig, of course. The sound is not has nothing to do with the rig, but the percussion idea is taka 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 is very close to the rig. Okay, then I think we can talk much longer. Maybe I will. Ah, yes, I wanted to introduce this tuning system. Some of you, I think, know already. This is from Christian Hedwiczak. So it's not with screws, so you don't have to use any screws or something or any pumps. It's with this very simple system. You just turn here, and you can just by turning you can tune the drum. So that's a amazing idea, and it's so fast. And especially if you just need a small correction, right? So if you have a C and if you have to go a little up, it's so easy to make a small correction here and to check. And so that is really a new invention of Christian, and this is a tenor drum that we invented together. So I mean, not the sound and everything. I helped him, but not with the system. And it's quite light, so everyone who would like to try, it's really a great idea. Because with the screws, it's also fantastic if you are used, right? So you have to learn. Also here you have to learn. So every tuning is not something that is happening by itself. You have to learn it. You have to make your own experience, right? Where, when, which climatic situation you need what. So this is something that is not, okay, I have a drum that is tunable, so no, it starts then with the drum, with the tuning exercises and with the experiences, everything. Okay, I think that's all. We could talk longer, much longer. If you have any questions, you can write in the chat. I can also answer later if you want, or you can send me a mail, or you can send a mail to Tamburi Mundi. And so thank you for watching. We will continue now with the next program with independence, with voice and drumming. So we will continue our program the next 25 minutes until 3 o'clock German time. And hello, here is Murat for all of you who just entered now. I will give you some ideas, some exercises how to use your voice with frame drums. Because many students, they ask me how they can practice or how they can do exercises for using voice and becoming independent with everything what you play. And of course, at the end, it's practice. The practice is the most important thing. But also, I think maybe some ideas could help you in practicing. Maybe you already have some other ideas, and so you can mix the different ideas together. So first of all, you have to understand the note, the sound of your drum. Try to sing the drum. Yes, what is the drum sound? Try to find out. So what I often do is to okay, I think you have it. Of course, if you have a drum at home, it has another intonation. So just start from here. So this is the first thing that you understand, the intonation of your drum. And the second is that you try to use your voice and play the drum or just make sounds like this. You can also sing inside of the drum. It makes really it's fun. It makes really fun. And so what I do is, for example, when I practice techniques, right, finger techniques or whatever. So sometimes I change my exercises, right? So then I do something else. Or for example, when I practice stuff like independence, where I'm very concentrated, focused. So then I change the content of my practicing exercise, and I do something light, like this. You know, it's not something where you have to concentrate a lot, or your fingers are involved a lot. You that have pain in your fingers or in the arms. Just take your time for the drum and for the sound of the drum. And of course, if you can produce this overtone sounds, you can use them also. And so the next step is the understand how long you can hold one note. Yes, because this is very important to have a relation, how many bars you can hold one note. And this is it's very different, of course. Each of you have different length of breath and everything. So we can try out. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so and we continue with the rhythm, right? So the rhythm is the very simple rhythm. And we just hold the voice. And you can hold it, you can go louder. You can make a crescendo. But in the crescendo, be careful, the drum is not going louder, but the voice is going on. Okay? And okay. So this is one of the most important things. You should take care that you separate the crescendo of the voice with the crescendo of the drum. So the energy is different. Usually, this is one of the challenging points at the beginning, right? Because usually you should, if you use your drum, so if you use your voice with the drum, the voice should not be covered by the drum, right? And so you have to find the right balance. And also it depends. I mean, if you want to perform on stage, if you want to sing on stage, like singing a song and drumming, this is totally different approach than just using your voice and just doing it for you, for enjoying or whatever, for relaxing. Yeah, because this is a different thing. And so you have to take care on the intonation and everything and so on. Okay, so this is the one thing about the dynamics, right? Dynamics of voice and dynamics of the hand. Then the other is the coordination, and if you have a melody, so to continue the melody and to continue the groove. So I would suggest to start with very simple melodies, you know, not to go on very complex things, but try to, as I said, the relationship between the drum sound and your voice should should be together, and the movement. So. Also, the imagination is very important. So, for example, when I play this simple groove, I try to focus my inner imagination on the voice, and I try to go up and down with the melody. So and try to separate this imagination from the drum. I don't know if you understand. Right, and to keep the time, because this is also another challenge, seeing and keeping the time, not getting faster. And so this is these two big challenges of the combination with voice and drum. And so this, for this, you can use also metronome, that can be also helpful, or you can even practice this without metronome, right? Without drum, with metronome. Yes, and just to control your voice, and then combine metronome and drum, and then metronome without drum, and drum without metronome. You record it and then you listen afterwards. Because very often when you sing and when you play the drum, you have not really self-control. So I always record something. When I do independent stuff, for me the best control is to record it. Yeah. Of course, after a while, when you have a good feeling, you can focus also on the timing. But if you start something very new, no matter independence with voice or with 2 hands or feet, so it's the best is really to record and to listen afterwards. Then to check if you are in time and to find out where you made a mistake, like being too fast or something. Of course, practicing with metronome is also good, but usually on stage you don't use metronome. So you have to get used to play also without metronome in time. So for this reason, I suggest to my students practice both with metronome and without. Okay, so here we go. Then we have these simple strokes, right? Same melody, and I change the rhythm to a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. So if you have problems in bringing this groove with a song together or with a melody, separate again and just practice the groove again. Important. I mean, now we just change the note from each bar, right? So it's quite simple. Da, da. So this is the second bar. We take the second And now we can try to make another exercise. Da 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 da. So what I do now is I play the rhythmical I sing the rhythmical structure, right? 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. It's like unison, yeah. So now the problematic point is always if the accent of the drum is not together with the melody. I mean, if it's not unison. So this is a combination of rhythmical training, let me say, like, for example, if we da, 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 so the hands are playing takadimi, 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 takedi, takedi, taka, takedi, takedi, take, takedi, takedi, ta, 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 ta. And the voice is doing groupings in 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. So this is the first of all, it's a rhythmical structure, two different rhythms coming together. So first of all, this must be really very precise, right? You must practice first of all this before starting singing and say, oh, it can be fine. I mean, you can be able to do it, but if you are not able to sing, you have to practice first of all the rhythmical structure, as I said. So here you can do simple practice exercises like 1 2 dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi. So the hands are doing take, take, ta, ta, take, 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 ta. Syllable long, ta, ta, ta. It's like a long note, right? But when I speak this long syllable, inside of me, I continue to count, right? You cannot see, but it's here inside. Ta, It's similar like Francesco did yesterday, right? So counting inside is one of the keys, I think, because this helps you to be precise. And like Francesco did yesterday, it's the same here. Ta, 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 yeah. And this is inside of your mind, and this is something probably you can do it already, or if not, you should practice. Ta, 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 ta. Yeah, so you can first start like ta, make short ta, and then ta, 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 ta. Then you can try this. This is the breathing out of the nose. Ta, 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 ta. You can use it in the articulation. Yeah. So like ta, not so extreme. Ta, 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 ta. Done. Two. Yes, and I'm just going fast through it. Yes, because this you can practice long time and many days. And then we skip this ah, right? So we make it ta, and this ah is just our imagination. So this is something you can train, and this works really very good. Because the brain is like a metronome. You can work on it, but you have to work on it. It doesn't happen by itself. It's like a training, like everything, like reading, like bicycle, riding a bicycle. You have to learn everything. But if you learn, I don't know, Francesco, we can promise that it's possible, or what do you think?
I think so, sure. Sure, it's possible.
Yeah. And practicing. And Francesco, by the way, he's here in Freiburg. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ah. Yeah, we are all here from Tamburi Mundi, and you will do your another.
Yeah, we'll have another half an hour workshop online. If I remember well, it's on the 6th.
On Friday, 6th.
6th.
Yes. In the afternoon.
Yes, half an hour. 2:33 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
So we work on lap style, something technical stuff.
Technical stuff.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
See
Mille
you.
grazie.
Ciao. Ciao.
Yeah, so this is just the starting. As I said, the process is you can continue, but so singing along drumming is a combination of rhythm training, of really being precise, syllable language. You can use Konakol, that can help you a lot, or other you can use other rhythm trainings. But so this is very connected to control the rhythms, and then to transfer to your voice. And as I said, you can do small exercises. So this is just an entrance to the way, and maybe we will see us again in our somewhere in maybe in a workshop or a class, and we can go deeper. So thank you for coming and joining the small introduction. And now we will continue with Matt Stonehouse. Keep on our channel. We will be here again. Hello, hello, Matt. Welcome to Freiburg.
Thank you, Murat. Nice to see you. Thank you for having me here. It's great to be here.
Thank you also for taking your time to join our channel, to talk with us, to introduce a little bit your work. And you are actually where at the moment?
So I'm in Australia. I am in just outside of Melbourne. Melbourne is a really multicultural city with lots of music and arts. And I live about 1 hour north. So I'm kind of in the countryside or the bush. But I can access the city for gigs, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Nice,
a nice place to be. It's a nice place to be.
nice. And what time do you have at the moment?
It's just after 11 o'clock at night. It's almost past my bedtime, Murat.
Oh, wow. So you're after the channel, you go to bed, right?
Yeah, maybe a little 20 minutes of playing and then I'll go to bed.
Ah, that's a good idea. We will have your
Yeah.
wine with you here.
Yeah. No, it's nice to be here and to be a part of this community, you know. It's amazing what you've built up over the years. It's fantastic.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are so far away from Australia, or opposite, Australia is so far away from us. So we
Yeah.
never had the chance to invite you to Tamburi Mundi here in the festival. But we are happy that, I follow your work in social media. And so I know you from many, many years.
Yeah.
So this is a good opportunity. Let me say since last year we have this frame drum channel, and so
Mm.
the idea to be able to speak with musicians that normally I think I never would contact you. Honestly, it's because why should I call you? Hey, Matt, can you talk a little bit? No,
Yeah.
but this is a good opportunity that we know each other. People know you, so that you can present you. And thank you again for coming. And so
Pleasure.
maybe we can start with your as a musician. How did you how was your contact to frame drums? I mean, in Australia there is no traditional frame drums as far as I know.
No, there's not. I guess like to work backwards, you know, it came from because before frame drums, I was playing more goblet drums, darbuka, dahola, and then later I started playing frame drums, probably back in the late 90s. Um, and but prior to that, I was playing a lot of stringed instruments. So I have a background of melodic instruments, mandolin, mandocello, and this sort of thing, and guitar. And and so I've always found frame drums as the perfect kind of link. I still play darbuka and dahola and especially the clay drums, but the frame drums are the link because they're so melodic. You can have them obviously these days with synthetic skins. You can tune them to notes. You can choose intervals you want, scales, um, and so you have the option of both rhythm and melody. So they're such a beautiful drum like that. I really love them. To me, they're like and like an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, yeah. So you play percussion and also string instrument.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't play in bands on stringed instruments anymore. I've only played as a percussionist since probably about 2000, 2001. Only as a percussionist.
Mhm.
Um, but I play, every day I pick up something and play something melodic. But I do this as a composer, and so I'll compose music on this and maybe release an album every 5 or 6 years, and that will be all on mandocello,
Mhm.
and maybe overdubs on mandolin, and then you turn the different part of your brain for the drummer, and you go into the studio and do the drum tracking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good combination. So, what do you think? In which way helps your experience as a string player in playing frame drums or percussion? So, I think this is you have a different approach maybe than people who
Yeah,
start immediately with percussion. What do you think is for you
yeah,
a
yeah.
useful thing, or opposite? What did you bring from percussion to your string playing?
Yeah, interesting. I um I think I'm always, when I'm playing, I'm always thinking melodically, and maybe trying to, if I'm improvising, trying to tell a story that is more of a melodic story. Um, and I guess drawing on experience, prior experience as an improvising musician, with from a melodic background. And so, because I find a lot of percussionists I come from, they have more of a kit playing background. They grew up playing kit. I like most people, I can get on a kit and do something, but I'm not. I'm no good with sticks. I play fingers. Yeah, I never did my paradiddles. Didn't do my technique practice. It's all on fingers. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. It's I teach also like you. I teach since many years, and I have students that like drummers. They play kit, and I also have students. They come from guitar playing
mm,
or other things. And I always realize that they are the drummers. I mean, they are good, but they are really with the fingers. They need longer, so they are more with the
yeah, of
sticks.
course,
And the
yeah,
guitar, they have a different sensitivity on the drum.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is interesting because the drummers they are focused on patterns,
Mm,
on complex rhythmical things, and
mm,
so this is very similar what you said, and because
mm.
you're also teaching, right?
Yeah, always teaching. A bit less this last couple of years from everything that's happened, but
Hmm.
always still teaching online. And yeah, I love teaching. Most of the time, if the students are good, I love it. Yeah, I love teaching, and um, yeah, really looking forward to being able to get my old ensemble back together and getting back into a room. And I recently made a whole set of drums with synthetic skins. I made a set of 12 drums. And the reason being is I wanted the ensemble to be perfectly in tune. So this background as a melodic, player, I think of these things, and I'm thinking, well, I can tune my drums, using the like Renaissance heads or whatever, and we as drummers can play chords. You know, we only need three different notes to make a chord. Hey, we can do this on frame drum. Amazing, and then possibilities endless. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because if you're playing lots of different counter rhythms in an ensemble, you might have, say, 12 drummers all and playing a few different rhythms. then basically you're getting all of these melodies happening anyway. And so if you just stay stop, everyone change drums, and people that might have been playing the major third or the fifth or the tonic, we change drums, and then all of the melodies change, even though they're playing the same patterns. So I think really it's just opening up a very large or long path of exploration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think
Maybe we
really you need the synthetic skins to do it properly, otherwise I love natural hides. They're beautiful, but they change so much.
Yes, that's right. So maybe we can listen to some music. Let's talk about your. There is a piece we would like to present. It's called "Around the
Okay.
Corner."
Ah, excellent. I
Yeah, you know it.
think it's in seven, so I'm always sneaking these odd time signatures into the compositions, um, and that is on mandocello. It's quite a beautiful instrument.
And this is a new recording that you did, or
It's not. It's the last album I did.
the last
It
album?
was
Yeah.
a vinyl release. I have a big record collection, Murat, like a lot of records, and so I had to release my own work on vinyl. It had to be on a record, and so
Wow.
it's from that. It's maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. So we can listen to
Right.
"Around the Corner."
Nice little snippet.
Wow.
Thank you.
So we did not listen the whole music, but I
Sure.
think
Yeah.
if someone would like to listen the whole music, even the whole the other pieces that you have, we send the link in the chat, so you can just go on the chat in the chat. You can go to the link, and you are on the website, and you can really this amazing, nice music. Thank you, Matt.
Thank
So
you.
you recorded everything yourself?
Yeah, just doing layers, I spent probably a year or maybe 2 years writing the parts and just and then just doing overdubs. And it was kind of tricky because I didn't want to do it to a click in the studio. So laying the parts down, the melodic parts, spending a couple of days doing that in the studio on your own, no one in there, just someone talking on the other end of the cans,
Oh,
and then and then on day 3 and 4, doing the percussion parts, bringing all the frame drums in, and it was quite a bizarre experience. But once the skeleton was done, all of the main parts, I was able to then go and spend some time mixing it and doing some more mandolin overdubs and all of the old synthesizers that you can hear in there and everything. So that was when the fun started. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm kind of like, I mean, I love working in bands and working with other musicians. Of course, I thrive on that, and but I'm also comfortable just working on my own as well, like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see you have many talents. You have many talents.
many obsessions.
And one is, so we can maybe move to another talent, the building instruments, right?
Yeah, love making drums. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I just absolutely love it. And
And
again,
maybe we
sorry, go
can
on.
we can watch now. There is a short video. It's a beautiful, nice video. We can watch this video first, and then we can talk about
Sure,
the
sure.
work. Mhm. Wow, beautiful.
Keep going.
So when did you start to build instruments, and how it came that you started?
Yeah, that happened probably seriously about 7 years ago. So not very long, but I got into this just through studying fine furniture making, and yeah, doing that, and I really loved it. And yeah, from there, because fine furniture making is so detailed, you know, the cutting of dovetail joinery, and you've got to really focus. And then I started looking at my frame drums on the wall and thinking, okay, it's time to start making these. And um, I really love the main part of making frame drums is steam bending timber. And I always found that a kind of alchemy, that you can get quite thick pieces of timber, very hard woods, you know, oak, and maple, and the fact that you can actually bend it into something, a very tight um, bend, like solid oak, bent at 10 millimeters or 11 millimeters sometimes, just bent like this. I think is quite amazing. And yeah, I love making them because still a lot more room for growth and experimenting with new ideas and in contemporary design, and I see there's a lot of really gifted makers out there, and Germany seems to have a whole lot of them, you know, and it's yeah, it's great to see. I love it. I just love it, and I really I'm curious to see what happens in the next decade with new makers pushing designs and yeah, just adding to this instrument, and yeah,
Hmm.
but also using Australian timbers has been interesting because it's something
Yeah.
quite unique. Yeah, and
Yeah.
finding which ones, even some hardwood like eucalyptus, you know, and bending it. Um, I use a lot of a timber called blackwood, which is from this area where I live, and also in Tasmania, and
Hmm.
it's very nice. It's an acacia, but sometimes with a lot of figure, so you can get like this sort of.
Uh-huh. Ah, yeah. Maybe we have some photos also, right? Hmm.
Yeah, it's really nice timber to work with, and it
Yeah. Yeah.
bends really well, and it sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
interesting. So,
Yeah.
I guess,
And so I saw that you're playing um, hybrid instrument, zilitar.
Zilitar.
Yeah, that was interesting for
Yeah,
me. I wanted to know what it is, or
yeah.
which instrument and in general do you produce, and what exactly is a zilitar?
So I make just plain tar
Mm-hmm.
drums, some either deep shell like so, and also a more shallow shell like this one here, which is, I guess, just light and easy to play in that holding style. The zilitar, I just I wanted a drum with zills, but I didn't want the zills to be overpowering. And I experimented with lots of different zills, and there was always too much. And then I just put one set on the bottom, um, and it was perfectly balanced for me. Where the drum, you could hear it clearly, and you can also hear the zills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, neither was overpowering, so it was just perfectly centered for me. And I like it. It's powerful, especially for the classical stuff or anything where you need a heavy tone. And maybe you could almost pass, if you're not being too much of a purist with like the semis and some of this classical music. I know it should be on rec, but this passes. And because it's double set here, you can get a bit sneaky and almost play it like that as well. So you can just sort of get this nice balance. And a slight adjustment of the hand. Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. A lot of fun. And yeah, if you've got something, this is about a 16 inch. If it's maybe 18-inch or something, it's a real heaviness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these are small zills. they're
Yeah.
hand hammered Turkish bronze, but sometimes you can get them a little larger and a really anchored, earthy kind of tone from it. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're fun, and these I really most of the time I try and get a really nice goat skin and
Yeah.
single shell, non-tunable. Just keep it really simple, you know.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Very
Yeah,
nice.
you hear ideas in your head and you think, okay, I'll make one, and
Yeah.
yeah, you get it wrong and then you get it right.
Yeah. Yeah, nice idea with the jingles. It's the bass is very nice in combination with the jingle sound. And so one question about Australia and frame drumming in Australia.
Yeah.
Is there a community or association that is, I don't know, or organization about frame drumming? How is it there?
No, I wouldn't say anything like that, unfortunately. It would be nice. There's frame drummers here, and probably sort of scattered, you know, throughout the country. There's definitely some gifted frame drummers here. Um, and but as far as a community or really, you know, a coming together, not really. I think more people are starting to take notice of the frame drum here. They hear it somehow in their life travels, and they hear a frame drum, and wow, you know, they're really taken by how majestic and powerful it is. Especially because the frame drum is everywhere. You can hear it in Italian music, Moroccan, Middle Eastern. It could be in so many different styles of music. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different pathways to finding it. And so I just know that when people find it, they fall in love straight away. And I guess it's just needs to be maybe more accessible. So things like your festival and community there, but also going online really opens doors. Um, and we were saying earlier, you know, Ross Daly teaching online as well now is really wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would love to see it flourish. I'd love to see more of a community here, and it is my intentions. You know, for a long time I was just working as a musician, and then yes, I was teaching, but a lot of my teaching was kind of local. But now I'm would love to pull together more people and build a community and
Yeah.
put everyone on a plane and come visit.
Yes. Maybe, who knows, if you, I mean, if you play frame drums, percussion, if you build your drums, so I think you attract many people. You're teaching, so maybe that
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
a
Yeah,
meeting
slowly but
point.
surely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
slowly but surely. But that is definitely the intention, is to build a bit more of a community here, and I think Australia could definitely have it in the future, which would be great.
Yes, thank you, Matt. And we have one more song, video prepared as a final. We can maybe watch one video. This is you are performing here in this piece. You are playing the hola, right?
Ah, this from a long time ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a funny piece with a
It's
guitar player.
it's a duo,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. He's a nice guitar player.
Yeah.
Um, before you do play, I'll just honestly like to say thank you so much for having me here, and good luck with the rest of the festival, and a big hello to all of the other teachers and students there, and I wish you all the best, and hopefully it's very successful.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. And we stay in touch. We keep in touch together. And if you have any idea, suggestion, you can write me what we can present here, or the
Sure.
connection is the most important thing, what
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
thinking of.
That'd
Okay,
be
I
great.
say goodbye, and we just watch your music, and big greetings from here. Bye bye.
Thank you. Ciao, Moran.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Yes, hello, welcome to our Tamburi Mundi channel. We are presenting you the musicians of tonight of the concert. A strong young sound is the title of the concert, and we have guests from Augsburg. So we start here with the musicians because they have to go on the stage to make practicing their pieces and to make sound check. So we just brought them here to just talk with them, introduce a little bit your music. So what we will listen tonight, what kind of music you also already brought, also your instruments. That's nice. Maybe we can listen also to something. Yes. So I can just present the Jan trio,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Yashar is a guest, special guest in your trio. So how can we start? Maybe you are. I think Jan. So Jan trio because they are brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you are the oldest brother, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So maybe
Number
you
one
start
brother.
a little bit. Number
Okay.
one brother.
Ja, also mein Name ist Erencan Erol
Mhm.
und ich spiele Bağlama. Das Instrument werdet ihr später auf der Bühne sehen. Ich habe es jetzt nicht dabei. Dafür habe ich jetzt die Darbuka mitgenommen, welches ich auch nebenbei spiele. Genau.
Mhm. So he is playing the balama, and balama is this lute, long neck lute, and but he brought here the darbuka, and maybe we can listen something later. And who is the second? I think you are the second, right?
Yes, I'm the second brother. My name is Emrecan. I'm 21 and I play. I'm 23. One
20.
from
Wow.
it's so hot here. I forgot my age. Yes, I play canon and yeah.
You play canon. Canon is this instrument. Yeah, I think we have many people who know this instrument. Also, many people who don't know this instrument. So you will listen to this instrument later or in the concert. It's an amazing instrument. Also, you are an amazing player, and so then we have the third John.
Yes, I'm the third John, the last brother. I'm 20 years old and I play the clarinet.
The clarinet, yeah, nice, nice. But this is not a, let me say, German or French clarinet. So
Yes, it's a Turkish clarinet. The difference is it's a little bit longer, so the sound is deeper.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a typical Turkish sound.
Yes.
Mhm. And maybe you would like to talk a little bit about how you found yourself. I mean, you are come from a family, so maybe this was a. But how it happened that you make music together?
Yeah, from a young age we play together music. My brother starts with 6 with Bağlama. I was 10 when I began to play canon. Also in young ages we start. And yeah, I think the music came from mother's side, I guess. My mother sings. She goes also to choir. And yeah, musician family,
Music, absolutely musician family.
dank unserer Eltern.
Okay. Your parents made it good. And so, and then you were thinking we play music together, and then you formed this group.
Yeah,
this
when you
trio.
live together in one house, then that's the only possible.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And also you decided to study music then, right,
Yes.
at a certain point.
3 years ago we began to study music with my big brother in Pop Academy in Baden-Württemberg. He with his Bağlama and I with my canon. Yes, start music, and at this time we have begun to compose new songs, our own songs, and today we will play our own compositions.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
beautiful. We are really looking forward. Also, you are singing, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. And you write your songs by yourself also. The text, the
The
lyrics.
melody, yeah,
Mhm.
but the text tonight is from Aşk Hüdayi,
Mhm, mhm.
and we composed the melody.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, beautiful. And so then you have one more percussionist, because we have a percussion festival, frame drum festival. So the idea was here, the meeting, you know, in general, Tamburi Mundi is like, it's not a regular festival, so that groups come and play here, zack, and go next to the festival. No, we want to use this platform, this festival, that people can come together and explore new things, exchange new ideas. So that was the idea that one frame drum players is coming to your project.
Yeah, it's very special for us today because it's the first time we play with the frame drum or with rhythm. Because normal we only play bağlama, canon, and clarinet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah. And Yashar, so you are, how did you prepare? So you play frame drums, I know.
Yeah.
And which musical directions do you play, or styles?
So I play the Turkish style a lot, yeah. So I know the rhythms, I know the feeling of this music, and yeah, so it's not something completely new for me, and yeah, but it's nice.
Yeah, and so how did you prepare? Because you three live in Augsburg or in Mannheim in the Pop Academy. Due to Pop Academy, you live in Mannheim, but I think now you live in Augsburg.
Yes, now
More or less.
aufgrund von Corona, because of Corona, online lessons, we go back to Augsburg to our family and live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're three in Augsburg. Yashar lives in Freiburg. So how did you practice or prepare the program?
Yeah, so we we had a Zoom meeting.
Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they sent me some links from YouTube and some notations for the compositions, and yes, they make me videos, and I can look and play with the videos, and yeah, then we talk by phone if there are any questions, problems, and yeah.
But today it was the first time we practiced together in live.
Today.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow, it's very exciting.
Yeah, it's
I'm looking
nice.
forward. So maybe you can just play some tune for us, for our visitors, so that they have an idea what will happen tonight.
Yeah, sehr gerne.
Takadimi takita taka taka takadimi takita taka taka takadimi takita taka taka room. Takadimi takita taka takadimi takita taka takadimi takita taka taka room.
Wow. Oh. Great. Wow, and looking forward at 8 o'clock, right?
Yes.
So you will be the first group. Okay. So I think you should rehearsal or practice a little bit. You said it's the first time.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is already, wow, amazing. Okay, so thank you for coming, and you can go to the big hall and prepare. So
Okay,
see
thank
you
you.
later.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. So tonight, don't miss the John Trio with special guest Yasha. And tonight we have other musicians also. We have a duo. Hello, are you here? And yes, a duo from Poland. And so this is totally a different music. And please, you can join here, the channel. Ah, yes. Hello. 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 Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So you arrived yesterday or one day before?
Yeah, one day before.
Yeah. Mhm.
We did it.
Yes, you came from Poland by car.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it was then almost 11 hours of traveling. Yeah.
Wow. But I hope it's worth that you are
Of
here.
course, it's worth it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we are very happy to be here because it's a very beautiful event. I think there are so much people who can inspire you, and I think it's only second day today for us, but it's very, very nice, very nice.
And don't forget, you will also inspire other people. Yes, because I saw you yesterday, because we have two places, two concert locations, two venues here in the event. So one is the hall, it's indoor, right? And one stage, nice stage is outside. So first at 7 o'clock we have a program outside. So you played there, your duo, or I already listened to it, and wow. And today you will be inside the program with a strong young music, strong young sound. And yeah, so what is your specialty in your music? Maybe you can explain a little bit.
So we play Polish traditional music, Polish traditional songs. Yeah, which are most about love.
About love.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So we prepared some our favorite songs for tonight. Yeah, I will play frame drums and handpans also. And Kasia, my wife, will sing and play
harmonium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, I forget to introduce your name is Kasia.
Hello.
Yes, and so it's no secret you are married.
It's no secret.
Yeah, because you also told yesterday.
Yes, we are married since 2 years.
Yeah.
But we know each other like 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, because we went to the same school.
The same class.
Yeah, the same class. The same class.
Wow,
Music
this
class.
is so romantic.
That's why the Polish love songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, after all, we decided to marry each other.
Great. And so with music, you already started before doing music together, or it happened later?
We played in some ensembles and in orchestra.
And music school.
Yeah, in music school we played in orchestra. And to be honest, this will be the first time where we play only two of us.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so this is a very special project.
Ah,
Thanks to you.
so you should have told me this before. No.
We are people with strong roots, and we very often we sing together with our families.
Yeah.
And this is very traditional way to in Poland that we meet and let's say sing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And you studied special traditional music, traditional singing, or classical singing, or?
No, I'm not. I've never learned this.
Yeah.
I played when I was a kid in a folk band.
Nice.
And I think it's my roots, and it's going from my heart, and that's it.
Beautiful. Yeah, I could see yesterday. Yeah, it's really like very deep music. And
So yeah, Kasia also plays in women ensemble quartet.
Name's Kosy.
Yeah, name's Kosy.
Yeah.
So she is more involved in Polish traditional music.
Oh yeah.
Because me, I was when I was a kid in the primary school, I was dancing in Polish traditional dances. Yeah.
Tonight we will see.
No, maybe after concert.
After concert. Okay, so you should stay until the concert finish, and we will stream it. See how Michał will dance.
Yeah.
And but you studied classical percussion,
yes,
and later you started with frame drums. You are in the frame drum academy in Freiburg also.
Yes.
So in the 4th year, in that last year, and but I must say, you are unbelievable talented on frame drums. I think it's you had a good classical training before. I don't know who was your teacher, but or you are talented. I don't know.
So yeah,
so maybe both.
You are too kind, first of all, but I was studying in Wrocław in Music Academy, Karol Lipiński Music Academy, and my professor was Jacek Wota, and
very famous.
Yeah, very famous professor in Poland. And it was very good school of life, I think. So I think I have some abilities which I get on the lessons, not only when I studied, but also when I was a kid and when I was especially at the German lessons. Yeah, I was interrupting the lessons because I was always, hitting the table.
Yeah.
Also only with hands, and it was always like this. That I'm a classical percussionist, so I always was playing with mallets or sticks. But I knew that my hands can do better.
Yes.
So I met Jacek Żelazek, and he was an inspiration to just come into this beautiful world.
Yeah.
And then you were in Warsaw, and it was the start of my journey.
Yeah, and now you are here.
Yeah.
And you would like to present maybe one piece together?
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Maybe a short part.
Yes, you can just...
Powiedz mi, dziewczyno,
rest of it you will see tonight.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
And don't miss them at 8 o'clock in the stream.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you. Thank
See
you.
you on stage.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we have a third group, but they are still in the train. So the train is a little delay, but we have one more guest here, David Emil Wikström.
I hope he's
David Emil, hello. So nice to see you.
nice to see you too.
Yeah, you have been here last year also, many years.
2 or 3 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah. Mhm. And so David Emil will not perform tonight, so unfortunately, yes, they are all disappointed, no?
No banjo tonight.
No banjo tonight. Yes, why David is here? He's coming from Mannheim, from the Pop Academy in Mannheim, Baden-Württemberg, and so we have a cooperation since 3 years. I don't remember anymore. But yes, most of the students that you saw here, and the 3 that are missing, that are still in the train, they are from the Pop Academy, and we are happy that you support us. You you say, okay, Tamburi Mundi, we can help you, that our students can play here and yes, develop their music, and because they create a special program for tonight. They don't play pieces that they already played. No, they have special constellations, and yes, maybe some words about because we always talk propaganda in Mannheim, and no one explained really what it is, what happens there, and maybe you can talk a little bit about it.
And thank you, Murat, for having my students here. It's an honor for us to have people from Tamburi too.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see. Yes, the Pop Academy is State Standard University in Mannheim, which is about 1.5 hours from Freiburg by train. And we have a world music program which started in 2015 with Balama, percussion, oud, and kanun as the main instruments, and also singing. It's 2 years now. And the students you saw today, Eden and Emre, are students in their final year in the world music program, finishing up on Balama and kanun. And Murat is always our main percussion teacher in Mannheim, so he actually leads the percussion department there, which consists of percussion from Gibraltar to India, more or less, is what your concept is. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's a 3-year bachelor program, and our students, when they're finished, go out into the world and are active musicians, which is something we can see tonight too. And when I was here last time with Santino and Tina, who performed there with Ozan.
Yeah. And so, and you will listen tonight, so the level is really wow. Also, the other 3 that are not here, Eleana on kanun, she's from Greece originally, and you will listen to them. Hesham on oud. I think he already finished.
He's finished last year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eliana's also finished.
Is also finished. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Yusuf is still studying.
Yes, Yusuf is a percussionist, and yeah, and so people, what exactly happens there if you study? So you study your instrument, or what is the aim to study?
Well, we want to create musicians who are ready for today's market. So that means on one side, main instrument, percussion, balama, oud, vocal is a key component of the studies. All students have to have a secondary instrument, which is guitar, keyboard, or producing in the first year, and then they can choose in the second year. And very important, we also have music business skills, because as a freelance musician, which is what you all when you finished more or less, you need to know how the market works, how the world music market works, how the pop music market works. We try to integrate the student into both markets when they're finished, and we can say after 18 years of the Pop Academy, that a lot of students, when they go out, are quite successful as musicians, disregarding the world music program or the pop program. And so music business is a core component, and then of course music of the world, so they know about different music cultures around the world, history of popular music, but pop music in a broad sense, not only Anglo-American popular music, but also other forms of popular music around the world. And different subjects, ensemble work, band coaching, ensemble coaching, production classes and stuff like that. So after 3 years studying with us, you go out and you actually are a musician who can survive in the market and be a successful musician, playing gigs like here, maybe some teaching, maybe some production work with the studio, depending on what you're interested on, what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what exactly are you doing? You're also teaching there, but you're also coordinating many things, and you're responsible for many things.
Yes, I'm the head of the world music program and of the pop music design program in the bachelor. So I'm responsible for everything, all the teachers, the curriculum, and also teach mainly the academic subjects, so pop music history, music of the world. I'm an ethnomusicologist by training. That's more or less my background, but more traditional Norwegian music and Russian ska punk.
Russian ska punk,
yeah.
Wow.
I'm also a ska punk trumpet player, that's my real music background.
Wow, that's great.
Bit away from percussion, but yeah.
No, yes, but who knows, I can also play ska punk. We can do. Yes. And and it's nowadays it's much easier than in my time, because when I started to learn frame drums or percussion, I was searching for teachers, or in general, world music in Germany, you are searching for any teachers, and really that's a big opportunity that you can study even these instruments with a degree, right? And it's not only the study. I think the connections are, very important.
Yes, that's the main concept of the Pop Academy, is also the networking. We bring in teachers who are active musicians like you, in that sense also. You're an active musician, you have your festival, and you also teach. And also people teaching music business courses come from the industry, so the students can network with people who are active now, and network with each other. We have a lot of students whose management comes from the Pop Academy too, and they met during the studies at the Pop Academy. We also have musicians who play in big name bands, which I won't mention here, but it's all based around this networking aspect and bringing people together so they can have a flying start when they head out. Our students also do internships in the industry, and Ed and I are going to Turkey next week to do internships in Tunisia and in Istanbul. So it doesn't have to be in Germany either, it can be around the world. And we also the first program in Germany to offer this kind of music on a university level, which is also something that Baden-Württemberg as a special constellation has with Freiburg and Mannheim, is located at the federal state, which was an opportunity that we said, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sixth year
already, yeah. Yeah, and I'm really curious how the journey will continue, where we will go, because when young musicians like these amazing, you will hear them when they are in the market, let me say now, they have the first step, and I mean they are already very active. It's not that they are just students or they just finish. No, already in the study, you give them opportunities to perform, you give them contacts to orchestras, I think, right?
Yes, they go out and play in different constellations. I mean, Tamburi Mundi is one of them too, in that sense.
Yeah.
But also other orchestras, the Bridges Orchestra, which is an orchestra in Germany, has a lot of our musicians. I think Hesham and Yusuf on that. Santino, who was here the last time I was here in 2018 or 2019, has become also a well-known percussionist in his own right. Yeah. Teaming up also with Annika Nilis, who's taking over our drum department this year. So also there we have constellations and people seeing how they go forward with their aspects and unique setups and way of playing music, or in Santino's case, way of using his drum set or percussion set, which is also which he developed during his studies at Public Academy too.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I think if you want to add something, I
think I'm looking forward to tonight's concert, looking forward to hear the 3 groups that we have heard about today. 2 we heard now, and the third one who's still on the train.
Yes, they are in the train.
But they make it.
Maybe they practice in the train. Okay, so David, Emi, thank you for coming, and thank you also for joining the channel. And so you will see tonight at 8 the stream. Bye-bye.
Bye.